Did you know that, sadly, the number of African penguins has been dwindling for decades? This is mostly due to overfishing and climate change and harvesting of guano, or penguin poop. African penguins make their nests in heaps of dried guano that has been built up over decades, providing the perfect temperature control and protection for raising young chicks. But guano is also a really good fertilizer because it's high in nitrogen, so people started harvesting it, leaving African penguins without enough building material for their nests.
That's horrible. So do the penguins not have nests in the wild to raise their young?
Well, to help with this problem, the Dallas Zoo is actually a participant in the SAFE African Penguin Artificial Nest Project.
Wow. Let me guess. So the group of engineers made nests for the penguins to use out in the wild since there's not enough guano to build the nests?
Exactly. Now, I wonder if there's a mathematical pattern to the way penguins use their nests in South Africa. These engineered nests can actually help answer our question. There are about 1,400 of these engineered nests in South Africa, and there are about 100 nests in each penguin colony. So we do have a lot of data for egg lay dates and counts in the penguin colonies.
Each nest is checked on a weekly basis, and the number of eggs is recorded. So we could look to see if there's a pattern.
Okay, so if it is true that most species have an annual breeding season, I bet there are some months of the year that penguins are laying lots of eggs.
That's right. What is the best way to figure this problem out?
What if we had a graph or chart that shows us the number of eggs in all the engineered nests?
Great idea. A graph is a great way to find math patterns. If we had a graph with two axes, one for the month of the year and the other for the number of eggs found in the nest that month, we could look and see if we could identify a pattern in the graph. We could then figure out which months of the year penguins lay the most eggs.
This graph looks like it has a lot of curves in it, and there are different graphs for the different locations, it looks like.
That's right. It looks like we have data for 4 different locations here. In mathematics, that type of line graph can be called a curve, and it has a wave-like property.
Whoa, wave-like properties sound really cool, but what does that mean?
It means that the graph has a series of well-defined low points, or minimums, and high points, maximums.
So by figuring out the minimums and maximums, we can also figure out which months of the year penguins are laying their eggs and which months they aren't.
Exactly. Good observation. What do you see?
Well, it seems like the high points on the graph are happening during March and April and September and October.
True. And the low points seem to be in June and July and January and February. And we can see that this pattern is similar across all 4 locations. So to answer your question, yes, there is a pattern to which the penguins use their nests to lay eggs. The maximums and minimums tell us a lot of information. In this case, we were able to find out at which points penguins are most likely to lay their eggs and which months they aren't. In mathematics, a pattern is a set of numbers arranged in a sequence such that they are related to each other in a specific rule. Here, the rule is that the numbers follow this annual cycle that we discovered in our graphs.
I wonder what other patterns we could find in penguins or other living things if we had the data. Like maybe how a penguin grows from chick to adult, or at what age it grows the most, I wonder.
Yeah, I bet you could. There's math patterns everywhere. It's fun to discover them with your pets at home, here at the zoo, or even with your own activities and movements.